Finding a price. Why is Bitcoin worth what it is? Bitcoin price, as any investor knows, can move in the blink of an eye. It can go from $20,000 to the half of it in a few weeks, and Bitcoin is on a constant roller coaster of price discovery. This leaves many asking what determines the price of this digital currency, especially for an intangible asset that exists only on the internet. The crypto market, and the Bitcoin one, in particular, is a trading hive, and as such, it is this buzz of traders who ultimately move Bitcoin price up or down. Nothing new, frankly, but it is interesting to note that, as a decentralized asset, it truly is all up to the people to determine the price. Discovering that price. With Bitcoin being traded back and forth all the time on crypto exchanges, the price is in a constant state of flux that these exchanges are currently trying to put their finger on. An exchange engages with its users as a brokerage, and thus, when one buys on an exchange, the individual is reaching an agreement with the exchange, and it is usually agreed upon in reference to the last trade that was made. This leads to price discovery. Adam White, the general manager of GDAX, says, "When people say, 'What's the price of Bitcoin trading?' Or the price of Ether? It's not any company that sets it. That price is discovered on open exchanges through individuals and institutions trading with one another. Fear the fear. These general economic principles will help in finding the price and determining the supply and demand, but what is unique in the cryptocurrency ecosystem is the effect of opinions and news. The anagram FUD has become synonymous with a falling Bitcoin price, and it does play a role. With such a volatile and twitchy market, it is unsurprising that investors in this hitherto untested asset are quick to pull the trigger and get out. Thus, when fear, uncertainty and doubt starts flooding the media, the price usually takes a dive. This was highlighted in the recent South Korea fiasco where fake news led to FUD, which led to a market drop. The confusion about a potential ban caused a massive sell-off and thus affected the price. Buy the rumor, sell the news. On the flip side, another unique way in which Bitcoin price rises is by a strange phenomenon of buying the rumor and selling the news. This happens when there are rumors of positive changes coming to the Bitcoin ecosystem which see people try and get prepared and ready for a price jump, buying more coins. However, this buying sends the price up in normal supply and demand circumstances and can lead to big rallies. Such was seen in the build-up to the futures release by CME and CBOE. The Bitcoin price rose steadily as the early December dates approached, but as the futures launched, there was hardly any movement afterwards. In fact, there was a downturn. This was people selling the news, the launch of futures, cashing out on the run-up. Good old supply and demand. Of course, anyone with a bit of economic knowledge will know that price is determined by supply and demand, regardless of the asset. This will give a good indication that people are willing to pay in order to achieve the asset. It is also why prices vary over exchanges, as well as on aggregators' sites, such as Cointelegraph, where the price is an average over multiple exchanges. On some exchanges, the price may be higher as the demand is higher, and that last trade will be higher as people's desperation to get in on a smaller supply sees them push their limits in terms of a price they are willing to accept. Bitcoin exchanges are managing an order book, says Christian Catalini, an assistant professor of technological innovation at the MIT Sloan School of Management. That's basically a list of people, at any point in time, willing to buy or sell at different prices. What they do is, they match demand and supply. And that process of matching the two sides of the market is what leads to the price discovery. What about today's price? According to Catalini, it is because of the hype and excitement around the crypto market through the end of last year, a correction was bound to happen. He concluded, the space was ripe for a correction after the craziness of the end of 2017. Bitcoin continues to slide, now into February, and it seems to be borne on the back of a lot of negative press, some real, and some less than convincing. As several countries, notably China and South Korea, target a crackdown, Neil Wilson, analyst for ETX Capital, said. Explaining moves in Bitcoin is always tricky, but this plunge may well be a result of recent signs that regulatory pressures are building. The Korean crackdown was a paper tiger and debunked by the country's highest authority, but bad news leaves its mark on such a speculative market. Regardless, today's price proves that negative press has a big role to play in the way the market moves. And the flip side of that is so does positive news. A new platform introduces automated crypto trading. Investing in cryptocurrency takes time, effort, and one mistake can cost you a lot. Krile.io, a new product, is aiming to become a game changer. The platform, starting its token sales in February, offers intuitive ways to create and execute trading strategies automatically. The crypto market has remarkable growth and the pressure is high. Held by Postpones, a full-stack blockchain company, Krile.io was founded by crypto enthusiasts who experienced all the roadblocks and risks of crypto trading on their own skin. The team members say they've been in the picture since the early days of blockchain. According to Kryl's website, startup's co-founder Philippe Longery, CTO and head of Postpones R&D, has already developed a few bots to execute trading strategies automatically. Intuitive platform for defining strategies. Analyzing relevant data, preparing the right strategy and executing it around the clock within moving markets is not easy. The discipline of steel and cool head needed to take the right decision at the right time, the company said in their white paper. Trading is also a very technical domain where your area of expertise needs to span from an ability to perform technical analyses to machine learning and semantics analyses. The platform is aiming to support exchanges around the globe. The architecture of Kryl encompasses several servers in Europe, Asia, and North America, enabling the execution of strategies. The list of 10 first exchanges supported by Kryl includes Bittrex, Coinbase, Cryptopia, HitBTC, Bitstamp and many others. Earning by sharing. Kryl is trying to make lives of crypto traders easier with a what you see is what you trade, WYSIWYG interface. The technology allows design trading strategies and tests them. Once the strategy proves it works, users can set their tools to live trade on their behalf 24/7. The project's app makes their life easier. In blockchain era it's all about sharing. On Kryl's platform users can also rent out their winning strategies to help fellow traders and, of course, receive some income for their generosity. The marketplace will also feature a chat section related to every strategy, where people would be able to receive advice from other users. Strategies on the marketplace will be rated by users. Kryl founders are also planning to organize competitions, where people will develop the best strategy in a limited time. Winners will be rewarded with Kryl's, the system's internal tokens. Designing the flows. The Kryl system has 5 main families of blocks for building a strategy. The first one is called Market Trends, providing trends analysis, such as price fluctuation, technical data analysis and prognosis based on machine learning. The second type of blocks, Trading Actions, allow to buy, sell, and hold your assets, or stop the trading activity if needed. The third one is Signals, a qualified Telegram channels or social network analysis from professional traders. The operators blocks are organizing data feeds and signal interactions, for example, when BTC is receiving positive feedback on Twitter. Finally, Notifications blocks keeps users informed of a strategy's status by text messages, emails, or smart notifications. Cryptens.a.s, a blockchain company behind the Kryl project, is based in the European Technology Park of Sophia Antipolis in the south of France. In December 2017, Cryptens has raised €200,000 from private investors before the token sale. Trading in cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and Ripple exploded last year. Toward the end of 2017, the daily trading volume in the crypto markets equaled that of the NYSE. According to CoinMarketCap, by the end of December, daily trading volume in cryptocurrency had peaked above 50 BLN. Regulated, government-issued cryptos to challenge Bitcoin in 2018. Calls for cryptocurrency regulation were a resounding theme at the World Economic Forum in Davos last week. The world's most prominent financial institutions remain wary of going all in on cryptocurrencies, amid fears of future regulation leading the market to tank. Governments around the world have signaled their ongoing or imminent intent to legislate and regulate cryptocurrencies around the world, and it seems the largest banking and financial firms are waiting for more clarity before they forge ahead with plans to enter the market. Countries like Russia are forging ahead with the creation of their own, government-issued cryptocurrency, which they can fully control. Others, like Venezuela, have been forced to do so to battle out of control inflation that has crippled its economy. Opposed to a decentralized and anonymous system, the creation of a cryptocurrency that governments can control is their only option to wrestle back some semblance of control that has been handed to the everyday man using cryptocurrencies. Speaking to RT at the WEF in Davos, Universa CEO Alexander Borodike said governments are keen to issue their own virtual currencies that would be backed by commodities like oil. From my perspective, they will offer state countrywide cryptocurrencies like CryptoRuble or CryptoBarrel if they like to, back the oil they have or other natural resources. He added that 2018 would see the emergence of these state-issued cryptocurrencies to challenge the dominance of Bitcoin and other popular virtual currencies. Nefarious use is still a concern. Despite the best intentions of honest developers, exchanges and blockchain engineers, there is a prevailing sentiment that the underworld still uses cryptocurrencies. It's been a number of years since the closure of Silk Road and subsequent black markets, but heads of states are still citing concerns over the nefarious uses of virtual currencies. As quoted by The Independent, U.S. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin said there is a concerted effort being made to prevent cryptocurrencies being used for illicit trade. My number one focus on cryptocurrencies, whether that be digital currencies or Bitcoin or other things, is that we want to make sure that they're not used for illicit activities. A major concern is also the well-being of financial markets and systems that have been shaken up by the massive adoption of Bitcoin and altcoins in the past 12 months. In the words of Mnuchin, we encourage fintech and we encourage innovation, but we want to make sure all of our financial markets are safe. We want to make sure that the rest of the world and many of the group of 20 countries are already starting on this have the same regulations. IMF head Christine Lagarde also painted a harsh perception of cryptocurrencies. The anonymity and lack of transparency and the way in which it conceals and protects money laundering and financing of terrorism is just unacceptable. It needs to be taken into account, but then there will be innovations coming out of these movements. Nevertheless, the cryptocurrency community has been bullish on social media, slamming the apathy swirling around at Davos this week. Wolf of Wall Street says Bitcoin could hit $50,000 before crashing. Jordan Belfort, known colloquially as the Wolf of Wall Street, has yet again cast doubt on Bitcoin, this time in a video interview with entrepreneur Patrick Bet-David, posted on Bet-David's Facebook January 31. Belfort told Bet-David that he doesn't believe Bitcoin, BTC, itself is a scam, referring to it as the creation of financial anarchists. He does think, however, that the way the cryptocurrency was built is a perfect storm for manipulation. Belfort believes that the rising price of BTC can be attributed to wild speculation because of what he sees as improper use of the cryptocurrency. Something BTC was designed to be used as a currency, and it's being used as an investment vehicle. As a currency, Bitcoin is no more useful at $20,000 or $100. Belfort spoke negatively about the potential for manipulating crypto markets due to the thinness of the market, specifically referencing the case of Olaf Carlson Wee, an early adopter of BTC who was paid in crypto when working at Coinbase in 2013. According to Belfort, Carlson Wee sold all of his Bitcoin, bought Bitcoin Cash, BCH, and then gave a televised interview saying that BTC was dead and that Bitcoin Cash was the future, causing its price to skyrocket. CT could not confirm that Carlson Wee ever mentioned dumping all of his BTC for BCH, although he did give an interview to CNBC about Ethereum that some Reddit users misconstrued as Carlson Wee moving all his holdings to Ether. Belfour predicts that while Bitcoin is, in his words, a wolf in sheep's clothing, it also might go to $50,000 before what he is certain will be its eventual fall to zero. In September 2017, Belfour had said that Bitcoin was problematic because of the potential ease for hackers to steal virtual currency. In October, he commented that ICOs were the biggest scams ever. Belfour told BetDavid he had invested not a penny in cryptocurrency. Kodak postpones ICO to verify accredited status of 40K potential investors. The Eastman Kodak company announced January 30 that the launch of their cryptocurrency Kodak coin would be delayed in order to evaluate the status of potential investors. The delay was announced the day before the initial coin offering, ICO, was set to start, according to the project's January 9 press release. As explained on the company's website, Kodak intends to run an ICO that offers security tokens as an exempt offering. This means the company does not have to register their security with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, but only accredited investors can participate in the ICO. The SEC requires that an individual accredited investor have a net worth that exceeds $1 million, or an annual income of at least $200,000, along with other conditions. The company claims it needs several weeks to verify the accredited investors' status of those who apply to invest in the ICO, which Kodak reports is more than 40,000 people. Potential investors from outside the U.S. will be considered in accordance with their local jurisdictions, the company added. According to MarketWatch, Kodak's stock, KODK, prices sharply increased after the press release of the project on January 9 from $3.10 to almost $11 the next day. However, after the delay was announced on January 30, the stock dropped by more than 18%, and continues to trend downwards February 1. Square Cash app releases Bitcoin buy/sell option to almost all users. The Square Cash app, an app for sending and receiving fiat currency from the mobile payments company Square, has now made Bitcoin, BTC, trading available for almost all of its users, excluding those in New York, Georgia, Hawaii, and Wyoming. Jack Dorsey, CEO of Square and Twitter, announced the news in a tweet January 31, which also included a short cartoon entitled "My First Bitcoin," explaining Bitcoin to industry newcomers. Instant buying and selling, if you don't want to hodl, of Bitcoin is now available to most Cash App customers. We support Bitcoin because we see it as a long-term path towards greater financial access for all. This is a small step. Since Square operates on a point-of-sale (POS) network, the addition of BTC to its mobile services means that in the future any merchant that uses Square's payment system will potentially be able to accept Bitcoin as a form of payment. While the company says they will not add additional transaction fees for buying and selling BTC on the Cash App, the app calculates the price at which you can buy and sell from the quoted mid-market price, an average across major exchanges. According to Square's site, users will be allowed to buy up to $10,000 in BTC a week, while there is no limit for selling. Square had previously announced in November 2017 that they would release a BTC trading option to a select 3 million customers, causing their stock to jump $1 billion in 5 days. Since the announcement, Square's stock had increased by more than 3% when it closed Wednesday, January 31.2018. Square's announcement comes shortly after Robinhood, another trading app, announced that it would begin allowing users to trade in Bitcoin and Ethereum without fees starting in February. Coinbase, which charges transaction fees but has more users than brokerage firm Charles Schwab, has long been considered the most reliable exchange for crypto trading. With the addition of Robinhood and Square to the crypto trading sphere, With already more than 1 million users on the waitlist for Robinhood's crypto trading platform, it's clear that the market for crypto trading applications is heading in a less centralized direction.